You understand? There you go. Okay, hi YouTube that is apparently listening this time. Camera's on. Alright, so this is the Humoresque in 3D. And it is a pretty excellent piece because we're going to learn a couple things. First of all, we're going to study our ostinatos. And our ostinato is, bet you know because I'm pointing right at it, a repeated musical pattern. So here's your ostinato, all that left hand all the way through. By the way, this is the first thing I'm going to ask you when I see you at lessons, so now you know the answer. It's the same thing. The left hand pretty much does the same pattern. Okay. We have two intervals, a fifth and an octave, so get used to the octave feel. That's what this chapter's on. Really make sure you stretch and make sure you can get those notes cleanly. Alright? But that's not even what I think the piece is about. The piece, I think, is about a little character in our notes. So we have some certain touches that we're going to look for. So the first touch, this is your warm-up. Pay attention. Is this long over short. So see if you can get this. Just keep doing that over and over so you get that touch. So we're dropping in a little bit, we're dropping in to get two slurred notes. Okay. We also do that in minor, so practice in minor as well. Make sure when you're warming up, do it nice and soft. Feel free to pause the video on my beautiful face and practice that. Okay, so the other thing we're going to check out is the sforzando. We're going to have a long note over. So right hand is long, long, short, 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 long, short, short, short. Left hand is short the whole time. Okay, so make sure you don't do long. It's long over short. Practice that a bunch. Yep, make sure those are your two little warm-ups so you can get that really good sound right up from the beginning of the piece. We get into a B section later on that has pretty much easy techniques, so I don't think we'll have to worry about that. Okay, let me break down the phrases for you. We're going to concentrate in the A section on phrases of 8 bars. So the phrase really starts on measure 3. We're going to bring it from measure 3 to about measure 11. It'll be our first phrase. And then I'm sure you'll figure out what the third phrase is from there. Alright? So concentrate on those little bits. Don't try to get the whole thing at once. If you haven't watched any of my videos, I think you'll know that. Alright, so the first phrase is a major thing. If you did your warm-up, that stuff's already ready. Then remember at the end of the phrase we're going to switch to our dominant, our A chord. Okay? But if you did a little warm up, that stuff's already ready. Then we get a second phrase, a little softer. Give a little mysteriousness to it. And the same thing as before. And then here in minor. But if you did the warm ups, that stuff's standard. Alright, we're into the B section. The B section is pedals, octave, 7th. Major 7th, 6th. Okay, so we change the octaves. The left hand stays the same there. Okay. Very important to remember that section is a transition to get to something bigger. So we want to make sure that it has excitement. Play it like this. I'm turning the TV off. Hey, the TV, whatever. The YouTube is going off, so don't play it like that. Play it with some excitement. It's also okay to let your tempo get more exciting too. You don't have to stay at a metronome the whole time. You can kind of give it some life, give it some excitement. Then we go into this chromatic scale. Watch your fingering. Okay. Watch the fingering there, but nothing too crazy. Also crescendo. No pedal. Goes back to our regular thing. Just remember that this has to kind of diminuendo so you can get the end of the phrase diminuendo from here back to here, because we're mezzo piano, here we're forte. So let it kind of die away. Alright? That's the piece. We do a big DSL coda, then we go into the ending. The ending I'll show you real quick. Minor feel. Probably can't see that, it's a D at the end. Okay? So we have that little crossover. That's just a chromatic scale that we've done before. Okay, so it's about character, this piece. If you even look at the title, it says Mischief, Ostinato, and Sforzando. I didn't even realize that, but that is the 3 things that we are concentrating on. Alright? So think about that when you're doing this piece. Go for musicality. And this recorded, so you should be happy.